Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my first reading vlog where I'm gonna be reading The Eye of the World. Reading vlogs are actually my favorite videos to watch on BookTube, and since I was gonna be reading this book and it's huge, I knew that I would have, a lot of thoughts, so I thought I would do my own reading vlog. And well, at this point I've obviously already read it. This vlog is gonna be filled with spoilers, so if you've already read this book, or if you don't really wanna read it, or if you wanna read it but don't mind spoilers, then keep watching. This book is so huge and the font is like so small. I'm gonna take years to finish this thing. I was going on YouTube to find something to listen to because I need to listen to something in order to focus.
Oh hey ball. Oh hey tree. Oh yes, no, I forgot. Tree ball. Oh, a person. Yes.
And if I had the audiobook, that would be perfect, but I don't, so I'm gonna listen to some music. And then I remembered that last night I was writing, and then I was talking to my friend saying that a character was about to kill two people, and I was also listening to music, and one of the suggested videos was a playlist, and it was called Slow Songs to Psychotically Murder People To. And yeah, I just thought that was a little creepy. Hey, so it's still the same day, and after that clip I was only able to read the epilogue and the first chapter because it's Mother's Day here in Portugal, so my parents and I went to visit my grandma, and yeah, I was interrupted. But I'm gonna try to read a little bit more now, but I don't know how much I'll be able to read because I still want to play a little bit of piano, and I should play while it's not nighttime because I live in an apartment and I'm not supposed to make a lot of noise at night. So yeah, I'm not sure how much I'm gonna read right now. Good morning. So it's the next day now. I mean, it's not really morning, it's 12 p.m. and all I've done today was eat breakfast, listen to my favorite podcast, and register for an event. My college is a conference with people from my college, and it's gonna be this week, and I had to register for which sessions I wanted to attend. And I mean, I'm not gonna go anywhere because it's online, but yeah, I still had to register to get the link. And yeah, that's literally all I've done today. And I mean, that's besides the point of this vlog anyway. So last night I did get to page 124, and stuff has been happening, and honestly I didn't really know much about this book going into it because the description on the back is really vague. All it says is, the wheel of time turns, and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legend fades to myth, and even myth is long forgotten when the age that gave it birth returns again. What was, what will be, and what is, may yet fall under the shadow. I was like, what? Yeah, so that was very, very vague. I've been writing things down because, I was really confused in the beginning, but I feel that's the way you feel every time you start a new fantasy book or a new fantasy series, because there's a lot of world building and a lot of characters, and so very confusing, and you don't know what they're talking about. And I mean, I was definitely very confused. So we start off with Rand and his dad, Tam, right? And Rand saw like a scary horseman. Said, I don't know, he said he's just like looking at him, it felt like he hated him for like absolutely no reason. And there's a lot of mention of wolves and winter, and I was like, Game of Thrones who? In their village, there was gonna be a festival called like Beltane? I don't know, it's Beltine. And like there was a woman and a man there they had never seen before. Her name was Moiraine and his name was Lan. And the woman, Moiraine, said she had gone there because she was interested in the like events that had passed there. And they were like, nothing interesting ever happened here. But she's like, yes it did. So I don't know, she was there, right? Okay. And she gave them some coins if like they wanted to help her. Then there came another man called Patton Fane. I don't know how to pronounce anything, by the way. And he talked about like a war and that the dragon has been raised, and the dragon was the guy that was mentioned in the prologue. So yeah, the dragon has been raised and there's a war. So that night, like Rand and Tam went back home, and when they went back home, like to their farm, they were attacked by some creatures called the Trollocs. And apparently the Trollocs were connected to that guy, scary, creepy horseman Rand had seen before, and like they were connected. And then Moiraine was like powerful woman called like, she's an Aes Sedai. Again, I don't know how to pronounce anything. And like she was able to like summon lightning, and the guy that was with her, she's like a skilled fighter, I guess. And like they fought off the Trollocs that went to the village, not like to Rand's house, like to the village, because the village was also attacked by the Trollocs. And then like Tam, Rand's dad, was badly hurt, so he like kind of carried him all the way to the village. And when he got there, Moiraine like healed him. And Moiraine and Lan said that the Trollocs and like the horsemen had gone there like to the village because they were looking for boys of like a specific age, and that was Rand's age. Like both Rand and two of his friends. And like they don't know exactly like who they were looking for, but I mean I'm guessing it's Rand. Especially because like when his dad was kind of delirious, he talked about Rand not actually being his son. So I mean like the Trollocs want him because the Dark One wants him, so I'm guessing like he's somehow connected to the Dark One. I don't know. I mean I'm still very confused, but I'm into it now. So yeah, I am excited. I'm excited, although like this book is like definitely the biggest book I've ever read. I mean, I haven't read it yet, but like it will be the biggest book I've ever read once I finish it. Because, I mean, I've read a bunch of like 500-page books, even like 600-page books, but this is like 800 pages. And like 800 pages with this kind of font. So like that's a lot. Like this book is bigger than my will to finish my degree. Like, yeah, I'm definitely intimidated, but I'm also excited because like I'm into it. But like, cause like I'm into the story now. Like, you know, like once the action started, I'm into it. So let's go. Hey, so I have read up to page 216. Okay. I'm still planning on reading more tonight. But I decided to bake a cake, so I thought I should vlog that too. So yeah, I'm gonna bake a cake. And the cake I'm gonna bake is actually a spinach cake. I know it kind of sounds weird, but I swear it's good. And it's especially good because it's like filled with chocolate and also covered in chocolate, so it's really good. Also, I'm kind of pissed because I went to the grocery store with my mom, and like there was a guy that was like literally stuck to me when we were paying. He was so close to me that like the cashier started putting his groceries along with ours, and I was like, that's not ours. And he wasn't even paying attention. And like, dude, I I already didn't like people getting this close to me before, but I especially don't like people getting this close to me now. So yeah, I'm kind of pissed. But yeah, let's bake a cake.
Falhei. Falhei porque caiu um bocado de casca. Well, the chocolate topping is looking kind of rough, but it's rustic, you know? It's rustic.
Hey, well, last night after I baked the cake, I said that I was on page 216, I think, and that I was probably gonna read more that night. But I read nothing. So, but today I have read a bit more and I am on page 294 and I'm on chapter 20. I think the last time I updated what was happening, Maureen and Lan had just told Rand and the boys that the Trollocs and the Fates were after them because, or one of them or all of them, because the Dark One wanted them or wanted something with them. And after that, they all left their village because Moiraine said that she was gonna take them to a place where they would be safe and they could figure out what was actually happening. And another girl from the village left with them. And Moiraine told her that she could be a nice Aes Sedai like herself. So, I mean, cool. Then they all got to a city, and also the Gleeman also went with them. Then they got to that city, and they were at an inn, and the three boys had the same dream, where there was a Fade, and he was threatening them, and then broke rats' spines. When they woke up, they were actually dead rats with their spines broken at the inn. So that was cool. Also, oh my god, I just realized that I have the camera totally tilted. Yeah, that probably looked great. Anyway, yeah, they had those dreams, they all had the same dream, and then the rats were actually dead. Then there was another girl at the inn who said that she could see things, and she told Ren that she saw lightning around him, which, okay, and that they were all connected to something and somehow, but she didn't really know how. And then they all left that city. And then they found Trollocs and Fates along the way. Then they had a fight, and then they got to another city, which is basically where I'm at right now. And I mean, it's dragging a little bit too much for my taste, but it's fine, it's okay. I mean, it's a giant book, it was gonna drag at some point. But yeah, I'm still having fun. And today is Tuesday, so tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, I have that event that I talked about earlier. So I don't know how much reading I'm gonna get done in the next few days. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try to read as much as I can today and tonight. Although I will probably get sidetracked with something else because, that's just me. But yeah, I'm gonna get some more reading done. Hey, it's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new life. I slept for 4.5 hours last night, but I am feeling wide awake. And later, I realized that that was not the correct order of the lyrics, so maybe I wasn't as awake as I thought. Anyway, yesterday, I only read about 30 pages before I did get sidetracked because I decided to go on a run. But after dinner, I actually read up to page 398, which means I am officially over halfway through this beast. Who would have thought? I think the last time I updated you, the characters, I said that they had gone to like a new city after like they fought the Trollocs. And well, at that new city, they had to run again because the Trollocs did find them, and they were also running from another thing that like if it touched them, they would die. And because of that, they all got separated into 3 groups. So the first group was Moiraine, Lan, and Nynaeve. And basically we learned that Moiraine found out, like she could sense it, that Nynaeve also can control the one power, which is like the power that the Aes Sedai use. So, I mean, she has the power of Aes Sedai, just like Moiraine and Egwene. So, yeah, we found that out. Then the other group was Egwene and Perrin. And they found a man, like, in the woods that was surrounded by a pack of wolves. And he said that he could talk to the wolves. And then he said that the wolves were telling him that so could Perrin. And Perrin is like, no I can't, I've never talked to wolves before in my life. But then he said that he could actually hear the wolves' thoughts or something, so yeah, he absolutely can talk to the wolves. And the last group was Rand, Matt, and the Gleeman. And so they got on a boat, and I mean they were safe on the boat because Trollocs are apparently afraid of water. So they were on that boat, but then they got to land. And after they got to land, the Trollocs did find them, and they were running, and the Gleeman stayed behind and told Ren and Matt to run. So the Gleeman stayed behind, and basically the last thing I read was that he died to protect them. And I mean, I don't know if he actually died or not. I'll have to keep reading to find out. But yeah, I mean, I guess he died to protect those boys, and yeah, that's where I'm at. Good morning. So it's actually Friday now, and I have gotten to page 697, which means I have less than 100 pages to go, which is kind of crazy. I think last time I updated the vlog, I said that they were all separated, right? And well, Rand and Matt were the first to get to Camelin, which is basically the city where they were all supposed to meet up after they got separated. Then Egwene and Perrin were captured by the Children of Light, and they got separated from the other men who could talk to the wolves and the wolves. And then Nynaeve, Moiraine, and Lan actually rescued Perrin and Egwene from the Children of Light, and then they also got to Camelin. Oh, also, Perrin's eyes turned yellow, like the other men who talked to the wolves, so he's fully whatever that other guy was now. So yeah, that happened. So when Moiraine and the others got to Camelin, Matt was acting weird. He was acting really suspicious and angry and hating everyone. And that was because he had stolen a dagger from the second city they had to flee from. Before they got separated. He had stolen a dagger, and he was cursed to be suspicious and hateful, and he's kind of binded to the dagger now. And Moiraine was able to somewhat reverse what was happening to him, so he's not hateful and suspicious anymore, but he still is bound to the dagger. So yeah, that is concerning. They were supposed to go to Tar Valon, which was where they were going to find out how the 3 boys were connected to whatever's happening, but they're not going there anymore. They're actually going to the Eye of the Worlds, which is the title of the book, and because they found out that the Dark One wants to blind the Eye of the World, so they're gonna go there. And they're not gonna walk all the way there. They're gonna go through the ways, which were created by people. There are the Ogiers, and Rand actually befriended an Ogier there called Loyal at Camelin, so he's gonna guide them, even though he doesn't really want to. But like, yeah, he guided them through the ways, and they got to Faldara, which is close to the Eye of the World, and that's where I'm at right now. And I mean, like, the middle of the book definitely dragged a lot, like, for sure, from like page 200 to page 550, which is a lot of pages. That's like a whole book, you know? It's 350 pages, and like, it definitely dragged a lot. But yeah, it's getting interesting again now, and yeah, I think I'll only update you when I finish. I'm pretty sure in the last clip I said that the waves were made by some people that were the Ogiers, and yeah, that's not true. They were made by the male Aes Sedai, and they were a gift to the Ogiers. And the Ogiers are not people, they're like non-human creatures. So yeah, I just wanted to correct that. Oh my god, I actually finished it. Okay, I finished it, and like, oh my god, that ending, like, so much happened. But like, basically, they all got to the Eye of the World, where they were going, and like, the Forsaken found them. I think 3 Forsaken found them, and like, they were gonna fight, and like, so much things happened, but basically, Rand killed the Forsaken by wielding the one power, like the power of the Aes Sedai. And I mean, he said he also killed the Dark One, but I don't think he did, because, you know, it's the Dark One. Big bad, probably not that. But yeah, like, he willed the one power, and I mean, there are no more male Aes Sedai, so there's no one who can like help him, like, you know, learn how to use it. And like, what the Aes Sedai do to the men who can actually wield the one power is like change them, so they can't, because, you know, it's dangerous and they're gonna go insane. But like, he's basically the dragon reborn, like the true dragon reborn, so no one's gonna be able to like teach him how to use the one power, and he has no idea how to. Like, he doesn't even know how he used it to fight the Forsaken. Everyone else gonna go to Tor Valon like they were supposed to in the first place, but Rand won't, because, you know, he's afraid, and like, he's also not gonna go home because he doesn't want to hurt his dad or anyone he cares about. He's just gonna be all alone, and I am sad, and so much things happened, and I'm like all over the place. I hope I have some more coherent thoughts tomorrow when I film the intro and outro for this video, because right now I'm just a little bit overwhelmed. So yeah, I'll talk to you then. Okay, so it has actually been 2 days since I finished reading this book, and I still don't have any coherent thoughts like I said that I probably would have. Because like, so many things happened, and the ending was like a bit overwhelming, but I'm gonna try to like talk about the things that I liked and that I didn't like, and just give it a rating at the end. So my first issue, and I mentioned it like during the reading footage, was the pacing, right? So like, the first 200 pages, which was like this section, like, a lot of things happened, right? Because there was a lot of world building, and we were meeting the characters and the world, and, you know, they were explaining a lot of things. So I mean, I have a lot. And then from page like 200 to page 550, which was this section, not a lot happened, as you can see, right? Like, I have some tabs, which were the sections in which something exciting actually happened, because like, during this whole middle section, something really exciting would be happening, and then it would drag a lot, and then something exciting would happen, then it drag a lot. And then the last 200 pages, a lot happened as well. Like, the ending was kind of insane. And I mean, I guess you can see from my last clip before this that I was really excited about the ending. But, you know, during the middle of this book, it was slow. So yeah, I definitely had some issues with the pacing. Another thing that bothered me, but I mean, that's probably like personal opinion, because some people might like it and some people might not like it, it's that there wasn't enough explanation about the world and the magic system for me. And I mean, I get that we're gonna get a lot more world building and a lot more explanations in the next books in the series, but I just felt a little frustrated because there was so much I didn't understand. And I mean, maybe some parts were like my own problem, not understanding things, but there was also a lot of not enough information, you know? There wasn't enough information to actually understand a lot of the things that were happening. And yeah, I just got a little frustrated with that. So in terms of the characters, for a long time I thought that I wasn't really connecting to them, but then I realized that I actually have, because like at the end, when all of that happened, I was actually like really sad for them. And so I don't know at what point I started like actually connecting and caring about them, but I did. And like I was really sad for Rand at the end because he was all alone and confused and he didn't know what to do with himself. And I felt for him. But one thing I must say is that like the boys, they made so many mistakes. And like I get that they're young and young people make mistakes, but I mean, it's not like they were little children who didn't know what they were doing, you know? They just make a lot of mistakes, like way too many mistakes for my liking. Oh, also, like, this is such a small thing, but it really bothered me, was, like, when they were leaving their village in the beginning, they were, like, going to the first city. Rand kept getting distracted, like, the others would start, like, riding their horses, and he would just be like, stop, and I'd be like, dude, move! And I know this is such a small thing, but it happened so many times during that small part of the book that really annoyed me, like it really annoyed me. So like my favorite thing was definitely like the actual plot. I mean I love fantasy, so I love like getting to know a new world and characters and like the monsters or creatures that exist in those worlds. And I mean this was no exception. And I also love when like the story starts like in a small village with people just, you know, living their lives and then something comes and destroys everything, which was definitely what happened in this book. And I love those types of books, so yeah, I definitely love that. And yeah, I also like loved the journey, even though it could have been, you know, sped up a bit. But yeah, I really enjoyed the journey and going from a city to another city and also like staying in the woods. And oh, I really liked the guy with the wolves. I really liked that part too. And I mean, the ending was insane, and I am definitely excited to continue on with this series. So now for my rating, like I said, I really loved the story, but I can't look over the pacing issues I had, so I think I would give it like 3.5. But it's like closer to 4 than to 3, so like on Goodreads I will rate it 4 stars, but yeah, it's definitely a 3.5. So yeah, this is it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give it a like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!